Yo, so Stefon Diggs really thought he could play Cardi B, lose her, and then just waltz back in like nothing happened. This man is out here begging, and I mean literally on his knees type energy, trying to get Cardi to take him back after she dumped him. And the audacity, the sheer audacity of this whole situation has me losing my mind, because after everything he put her through, he really thinks he deserves a second chance? Nah, we need to talk about this because the desperation is showing and it's getting messy. So stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're gonna see exactly why Stefon is panicking, what he's doing to try to win her back, and why Cardi is standing firm in her decision. Alright, so for anyone just tuning in, let me catch you up real quick. Cardi B and Stefon Diggs went public in May 2025, had a baby in November, and everything seemed good until Super Bowl weekend in February 2026, when it all came crashing down. Stefon had his baby mama Kiki at the game posting on Instagram. Another woman, Pre, was allegedly there too, and Cardi was stuck in the same hotel as all these women. She gave him that ice cold good luck before the game, left early, and by the next day, they had unfollowed each other. Cardi dumped him and made it clear she was done. Now here's where it gets interesting. According to multiple sources, Stefon did not take this breakup well, like at all. Initially, he tried to play it cool. He posted that Rolling Stone song on his Instagram story, acting all tough like, yeah, I can't be tamed, I'm a player, whatever. But behind the scenes, word is he's been a complete mess. Sources close to the situation are saying that Stefon has been trying to reach out to Cardi non-stop. We're talking texts, calls, DMs, going through mutual friends, the whole 9 yards. And Cardi, she's been leaving him on red, blocking him, ignoring every single attempt. She is not playing games. But Stefon is not giving up, and that's what's so wild about this. Reports are coming out that he's been telling people close to him that he messed up, that he needs her back, that she's different from everyone else. And I'm sitting here like, oh, now you realize she's different. Now you understand what you had. You didn't think about that when you were inviting your whole roster to the Super Bowl. You didn't consider that when you had multiple baby mamas posting from the team hotel. The realization came a little too late, my guy. Here's what really tells you Stefon is panicking. According to insiders, he's been asking mutual friends to talk to Cardi on his behalf. He's allegedly been saying things like, she won't even hear me out, and I just need 5 minutes to explain. And Cardi's response through her friends has basically been, there's nothing to explain. I saw everything I needed to see. That's cold. That's final. That's a woman who has made up her mind and is not going back on it. But it gets even more desperate. There are reports that Stefon showed up to one of Cardi's tour stops. Now, this hasn't been confirmed with photos or anything, but multiple sources are saying he tried to get backstage, tried to see her, and was turned away by her security team. Can you imagine? The man really thought he could just show up unannounced and she'd be like, oh, you're here, let's talk. Nah, Cardi's team had that situation locked down. She's on her Little Miss Drama tour, performing in 35 cities, getting her money, and she's not about to let him disrupt her peace or her bag. Now let's talk about what Stefon is allegedly saying in these messages and conversations. Sources claim he's been apologizing profusely, saying he didn't mean to disrespect her, that the baby mama situation got out of hand, that he should have handled things differently. He's reportedly saying that Cardi and their son mean everything to him and that he wants to be a family. And look, on the surface, that sounds sweet, right? But here's the problem. Actions speak louder than words. And Stefon's actions at the Super Bowl, his actions throughout their entire relationship with how he handled his other baby mamas, those actions told Cardi exactly who he is. So now he can say all the right things, but it doesn't erase what he did. There's also been talk that Stefon is trying to use their son as a way to get back into Cardi's life. Now, co-parenting is important, and Cardi has always been about making sure her kids have relationships with their fathers. But there's a difference between co-parenting and using your child as an excuse to try to rekindle a romantic relationship. And from what sources are saying, Stefon has been trying to blur those lines. He's been asking to see Cardi when he picks up or drops off their son, trying to have conversations that go beyond just parenting stuff, and Cardi has been keeping it strictly business. She'll coordinate schedules, she'll make sure he has time with his son, but she's not giving him any opportunity to try to sweet talk his way back in. That's boundaries. And here's what really gets me about this whole situation. Stefon had every opportunity to do right by Cardi. She allegedly told him from the very beginning, if another woman comes forward with a baby after they got together, together, she's out. She set that boundary crystal clear. She communicated her expectations. She did everything you're supposed to do in a healthy relationship, and he still fumbled. So now that he's facing the consequences of his own actions, now that he's realizing what he lost, he wants to beg for forgiveness? It doesn't work like that. People close to Cardi are saying she's in a completely different headspace now. She's focused on her tour, her music, her kids, and herself. She's been posting content about self-love, about not letting people steal your joy, about choosing yourself. That opening night speech where she told the crowd, "Don't let nobody take your happiness away from you," wasn't just about Stefon. It was about her own journey and growth. She went through this with Offset for years. The cheating, the public humiliation, the back and forth. She finally got out of that toxic cycle, and she's not about to jump back into another one with Stefon just because he's saying sorry. There's also been some interesting social media activity that people have been analyzing. Stefon has been liking posts about second chances, about forgiveness, about relationships taking work. He's been engaging with content that's very obviously directed at his situation with Cardi. And you know what Cardi's been doing? Posting herself looking absolutely incredible, thriving on tour, spending time with her kids, and not acknowledging him at all. That's the ultimate power move. She's showing him and the world that she doesn't need him to be happy. She doesn't need him to be successful, and she's perfectly fine moving forward without him. Now, some people online have been saying, "Oh, she should give him another chance. He's the father of her child. Relationships take work." And I want to address that because it's important. Yes, relationships do take work. Yes, co-parenting is important, but there's a difference between working through normal relationship challenges and tolerating blatant disrespect. Cardi didn't leave because they had a disagreement about something small. She left because he embarrassed her on one of the biggest stages in the world, because he prioritized other women's feelings over hers, because he showed her exactly where she ranked in his list of priorities. That's not something you can just apologize your way out of. And let's keep it real for a second. Stefon's track record speaks for itself. 6 kids with 5 different women. 4 babies in 2025 alone. That's not someone who's looking to settle down and build something stable. That's someone who's living a certain lifestyle and expecting everyone else to just deal with it. Cardi tried to deal with it. She tried to be understanding about his situation. She tried to make it work, but there's only so much you can take before you realize this isn't what you signed up for and it's not what you deserve. What's really telling is how differently Cardi is handling this breakup compared to how she handled things with Offset. With Offset, there were multiple breakups and reconciliations. There was public back and forth, drama that played out over years. But with Stefon, she made a clean break. She dumped him, unfollowed him, moved on, and hasn't looked back. That shows growth. That shows she learned from her past and she's not repeating the same patterns. She saw the red flags early, gave him a chance to do better, and when he didn't, she walked away without hesitation. Sources are also saying that Stefon is struggling with the fact that Cardi has completely cut off communication beyond what's necessary for their son. He's used to women who argue with him, fight for him, try to compete with his other baby mamas. But Cardi's not doing any of that. She's not checking his social media. She's not asking mutual friends about him. She's not trying to make him jealous. She's genuinely moved on and focused on herself. And for someone like Stefon, who's probably used to having women chase after him despite his mess, this is probably driving him crazy. And that's what makes this whole begging situation even more pathetic. Stefon is out here desperate, trying everything he can think of to get Cardi back, and she's just living her best life like he doesn't exist. That's the ultimate revenge. Not fighting, not arguing, not trying to get back at him, just completely thriving without him and showing him what he lost. Every tour stop, every performance, every moment she's on stage doing her thing, she's proving that she doesn't need him. And that's probably killing him more than anything she could say or do. Now, will Cardi eventually take him back? Based on everything we're seeing, it doesn't look like it. She seems genuinely done, genuinely at peace with her decision, and genuinely focused on moving forward. But even if there was a small chance, Stefon would have to do a lot more than just beg and apologize. He'd have to show actual change, actual growth, actual commitment to being better. And so far, we haven't seen any evidence of that. The real lesson in all of this is about knowing your worth and sticking to your boundaries. Cardi could easily take Stefon back. they have a child together, he's begging. It would probably be the easier path, but she's choosing the harder path, the path that requires strength and conviction because she knows she deserves better. She deserves someone who's going to respect her, prioritize her, and not embarrass her in front of the whole world. So yeah, Stefon Diggs is out here begging Cardi B to take him back after she dumped him, and Cardi B is out here showing all of us what it looks like to choose yourself, protect your peace, and refuse to settle for less than you deserve. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.